Okay, hi and welcome back. Just before I start today's video, I'm not my happy, fun, usual self for this video, and I just want to put a disclaimer right there that I did not intend on making this video. However, um, due to the fact that this person has decided to go public with a false story, I do feel like I have to come on and make a public video and defend myself, and rightly so, and give you guys exactly what happened. So, if this video drags on a bit and it's a bit long, and it's just if it's just a long video in its entirety, I do apologize, but I'm gonna try and not have any jump cuts in this or anything like that. Just give you guys a straight up, detailed event of what actually happened and not what this pathological liar is going around saying. So, let's start from the beginning. It's basically been brewing a while with me and this person who is in my family I happen to be blood related to, and basically they went away to prison and they came back home, and when they came back home it was a lot of tension, and this person just thought that they were some kind of like movie gangster because they'd been to prison, and they came home with an attitude that was just foul. And we I tried to get on actively, of course. It's a family member, and I'm the kind of person, I will be cordial. I know how to be cordial, but I'm not about to stand for disrespect, rudeness, low blows, because this person has thrown some really nasty low blows, not just my way, but other members of the family's way. Literally had family members in tears with some of the stuff they've chosen to say and use as a low blow. And basically, one day I went shopping, and this is where it started from. It might seem petty, but just it's backstory, so I'm going to explain. I went shopping. I spent my money on some new clothes, and I purchased one item in particular. Like at the time, not that it's really relevant, but at the time I bought like 10 pieces of clothing, so I got them all in like a bulk. And I had this one top I was really excited to wear. It was like a black top, and it had I didn't realize it was made for a female silhouette, so it had a long neckline, and it was basically a black top, and it had some different colored stripes, like rainbow stripes, like it was like green, red, blue, yellow, orange, and I was really looking excited. Like I was really like excited to wear this top, and this top in particularly. And I was looking for it one day and it wasn't in my room. And I'm the kind of person, if I'm not in my room and you don't have permission to go into my room, then don't go in my room. It's a simple thing. That's all I'm asking. Don't go in my room when I'm not present. And this person decided to go into my room and help themselves to this particular item of clothing, which is theft, because you didn't ask me, you didn't make me aware. So you basically stole from me, and I chose not to have anything done about that, even though I could have, because I know the narrative they're trying to spin. Um, but yeah, so I'm looking for this top, and I'm thinking, where's this top? I go downstairs, and my top is on top of the bin. And I pick my top up, and I'm like, why is my top on the bin? And it stinks, you guys. It stinks of cat piss. So this person has used my clothing that I paid for, gone into my room, stole it, and cleaned up cat piss with it, and has decided to leave it on top of a bin. Like, that's so disrespectful. And there was a time a little bit prior to that, for a little bit more backstory. I used to have my own flat up in Birkenhead, and this person came up with my mother and otherly, what kind of words that, other family members, and she was just really just, the attitude was off, and she was flicking bubbles at me, and she caught me in the face with a bobble, and I flicked one back, because, again, provoking a reaction, flicking bubbles at me, and they were hitting me all over. And the last one hit me in the face, and I flicked one back, and it hit her in the face. And when it hit me in the face, and she hit me with like 5, 6 bubbles prior, flicked them at me. I didn't do anything. I didn't react. And the one time I had enough, when it hit me in the face and I flick it back and it hits her in the face, all of a sudden she's mad and she's saying, "I'm gonna burn your fucking house down. Rah, 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 rah. Oh, you'll think I'm gonna get people to come and burn your house down. And then where are you gonna live? Rah, 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 rah." And I didn't react. And then there was one day she was skipping forward now. It was a little bit after the t-shirt incident, and she's sat there and she's going, we're arguing. You know, like brothers and sisters do. Fuck it, I'm just going to say it. It's my sister, this is who I'm on about. And we're arguing, and she's somebody that will throw really low blows at you, like unbelievably low blows. And she was saying to me this day, she was like, "I hope you catch HIV and AIDS." She was like, "You should have been I'll get somebody to pick you up, kidnap you, take you away in a car, stab you up, and you'll never be seen again." And stuff like that. And again, threatening to burn the house down and have somebody come and put the windows out. And we have a globe. It's like a globe ornament, and it's quite heavy. It's really quite heavy, to be fair. And she's like, "I'll pick up this globe." She said to me, "I'll pick up this globe and I'll smash it over your head, if you keep talking to me." And I'm that kind of person. I'm like, okay, so do it. If you don't speak about it, just do it. If you're gonna bash me over the head with a globe, do it. And she didn't want to do it, and she kept going on, and she was like, "I hope you catch HIV and AIDS, da 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 da." She's like, "I don't go and meet strange men off the internet like you do," which is false, by the way. And she was basically trying to attack and assassinate my character and make out that I'm some kind of whore, which, come on, yeah. I am an open book, and this is what people don't realise, is I put everything about myself out there, so there is absolutely nothing that nobody has on me. Nothing at all. So what are you trying to say? Like, you're trying to hold something above my head, but bitch, there's nothing there. You can't hold shit over my head because I put it all out there. And she's like, "Well, I'm going to tell everybody X, Y, and Z." And it got to the point where I said to her, "Okay, get up, raise at me." And I took my coat off. I didn't just run up and attack her like she keeps telling people. And like she makes out all the time. She starts shit all the time and then wants to make out she's the victim. So in this particular situation, I got up out my seat, took my coat off, took my shoes off, and said to her, "Get up, rise up then." Because it just got to a point where I'd stopped arguing after a while, but she's that kind of person. She'll keep going and keep going and keep going until she gets that reaction. Um, and because she knows me so well, she knows exactly what buttons to press. So let me skip to the situation that happened the other day. Oh, wait, no, no, no. When I took my coat off and I went over to fight her, which, like I've said, I am open about it and I say it proudly. I do not discriminate, okay? You should not, whether you're a man or a woman, you should not be in my face intimidating me, threatening me, acting like you're going to put your hands on me. And whether you're a man or a woman, I'm sorry, but the second your hand touches me, you know, on some angry type shit, on some beef type shit, the second your hand touches me, I'm going to lay you the fuck out. And it's just that simple. Because I have a right to defend myself. We can talk shit. I'm the kind of person where we can talk shit 24/7 all day long. But what you're not going to do is start acting tough and like you're going to intimidate me, because I'm not the kind of person that's intimidated. Okay? Just to put it bluntly, I'm not. Don't start nothing, there won't be nothing. I'm very, very easy to get on with. And I don't make excuses for who I am. I own up to it. Like I said, I don't discriminate. But I'm only ever going to react when I am provoked. And I'm saying this because, sorry, I've got a cold. It's not COVID, by the way. Basically, I said, I'm that kind of person. Don't start nothing, there won't be nothing. And that's just how I am. So let's skip to another situation I want to tell you about, some backstory. And then I want to skip to what happened the other day. So some backstory on the other situation I want to talk about was my sister was drunk, and I mean drunk as a skunk. Um, and I had a friend at the time, my ex-best friend. I'm not going to say her name, but her boyfriend as well. So it was me, my ex-best friend, her boyfriend, all sat in the living room. And we was just talking, being friends, hanging out, having conversation, having a little smoke, and, excuse me, doing our thing. And just chilling, minding our business. And she comes in drunk, and she's trying to start with my ex-best friend for no reason at all. Absolutely no reason at all, just because she's jealous. And she was very much jealous at the time of me and my best friend's relationship, and also the relationship I had with my ex-best friend's boyfriend. Not in that sense, it was strictly platonic. We were strictly friends, but we had a good connection. We got on really well. We was together every day, all three of us. We was together. Don't try me like that. All three of those were together all day, every day for like 6, 7, 8 months. So of course you grow closer over time, and there's a connection and a bond there. And she got really jealous, and she came in, she was drunk, wine muscles is what I call it. And she came in with a bread knife in her hand. And if she wanted to come on the internet and deny it, every situation I've brung up on camera, and I'm choosing to talk about publicly. Like I said, I didn't want to make this video, but you made me make this video because you are going publicly and lying. So let's get the truth all the way out there. So basically, she comes in with a bread knife, and she's saying to my ex-best friend, "I'll cut your head off." And she's like stabbing it on the floor and banging it on the floor, and she's like scraping it up and down the wall, like trying to intimidate all three of us. And my best friend was like, ex-best friend at the time, she was like, "So you're going to cut my head off with a blunt bread knife?" And so her and my sister were going back at it, like back and forth. And somehow it all ended up being my fault. Because I think it was because I took my best friend's side at the time, to be honest, because, like I said, I was there. And my sister, I don't want to come on the internet and say this stuff. I don't. I don't want to come publicly and say this stuff. I don't, but you've left me with no choice. And I'm not having you tarnishing my reputation because you can't tell the truth. I'm sorry, I won't sit here and let you lie. I can't do it because you've been exposed, not publicly, but in your own personal private life. You've been exposed countless times for being a pathological liar, and you're trying to ruin my reputation and tarnish my name. I won't allow it. So she basically ended up looking really stupid, my sister, and my ex-best friend was laughing at her. She was like, and my ex-best friend said to her, "If you're gonna stab me, at least use a sharper knife than a bread knife." And we all started laughing, and my sister was embarrassed, and made herself look stupid, because she's sitting there trying to intimidate my best friend at the time, and my best friend's just saying, "If you feel like, you want to stab me, then stab me. Like, stop trying." My best friend was like, "Stop trying to intimidate me and just do it." Um, and then a few days later, my best friend come again. She broke up with her boyfriend at the time. So she come over again, and I was there for emotional support. We was talking in the living room, and my sister's shouting abuse at her down the stairs. And she's going, "Come up the stairs. I'm going to knock you the F out. Come up the stairs." And my best friend is like 4 foot nothing. Ex-best friend at the time. I need to keep saying that. Ex-best friend at the time is like 4 foot nothing and skinny. And my sister's a big girl. My sister, like one of my sister's legs is like my entire body. And I'm not fat shaming because I'm fat myself. So I'm not a fat shamer. I love everybody how they come. But it wouldn't have been a fair fight. And my sister's like screaming at the top of her lungs trying to get a reaction from my ex-best friend. And my best friend's like, she was at the top of the stairs, and then my ex-best friend come out the room, and I tried stopping her. I held the door, and she said, "No." She said, "No, Michael, let the door go." And so I let the door go, and she's at the bottom of the stairs, my ex-best friend, and my sister's at the top of the stairs, and they're screaming at each other. And my best friend's going, "Please please come down the stairs and do what you say you're going to do," because my sister was I'll fuck you up, I'll stomp you out, you don't know who the F I am, and da 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 da. And my ex-best friend's at the bottom of the stairs going, well, come on then. Like, stop talking about it and come on then. And she's like, my sister's like, no, I'm not doing it because Michael's there, meaning me. She's like, because she wouldn't run down the stairs at my best friend because she knew that I would break it up. I'm not about to sit there and let you hit my best friend. Not only that, you're not even in the same weight class. It's not even a fair fight. Like, my sister's like 5'6", and she's a big girl. She's very voluptuous. She's curvy. She's not flat, my sister. She's very curvy, and she's got some weight to her. And my ex-best friend, like I said, is 4 foot nothing, and she basically was just like a twig. So it wasn't a fair fight. So you're damn right I'm going to stop that, because pick on somebody your own size. This girl did nothing to you. You wanted to react and provoke her because you were jealous, and because you can't have friends, because every friendship you have, you end up ruining because you slag them off. You slag them off, meaning my sister. She slags them off, her friends, behind their back, and then it gets back to them. And then they start, addressing my sister and saying, why are you talking shit about me and da 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 da. I'm telling you this because it's going to come into play later. And anyway, I'm aware this video is now 16 minutes long. I'm going to cut straight to what happened the other day. So the other day, I wake up late. I have insomnia, and I've had it my entire life. So I don't really sleep much. So I was up till like 5:36 in the morning, and these past few days I've been very mentally exhausted. I have a lot going on, and one day I will sit down and do a story time for you guys and tell you why I'm not doing YouTube permanently at the minute, why I'm taking a break, and what's happened with Chasing Justice, because that's a story time within itself, but when I'm ready to. But yes, just a lot of stuff going on. So I slept for a good 8-9 hours. I didn't wake up until it was either 2 o'clock or 2:30 in the afternoon. Because like I said, I stayed up till 5:30, 6 o'clock the previous night. And I wake up to a status. I see a status on my sister's Facebook, and she's like, oh, I've got so much energy and nothing to do. So I go downstairs, I make myself a coffee like I do every morning. I make myself a coffee and I have a cigarette. I don't eat breakfast. Breakfast makes me feel sick. So I just have coffee and a cigarette. And I go downstairs and my washing's left. It's taken out of the washer and it's left on the side and it's piss wet through. And I mean soaking. And me being me, like in our household, the only person that has used the washer, the dryer consistently is my sister. And once again, she can't lie about it because there's witnesses to it. She constantly, you guys, I mean all day, every day. The washer's on, the dryer's on, the heating's on. My mother's like, can you please stop using the heating as much as you are? Can you please stop using the washer all day, every day? Can you please stop using the dryer all day, every day? And she continues to ignore because she doesn't want to listen to anybody. Which is fair enough. You want to learn on your own, but my sister's very naive and very childlike, and she doesn't understand that you can't approach people the way that you approach them, and you can't talk shit to people the way that you do, and you can't talk about people. And this is going to come into context later. So, and at the time with the washing, I didn't know as well. I thought it was my sister, like I said. She was the only one using the washer, the dryer, the kitchen appliances, basically. She was the only one using them constantly. So, of course, in our mind, in our household, we're going to think, okay, it's my sister. So I left a comment on the status I told you about prior, and I said, okay, you can start by moving my piss wet through washing that you've left on the side. You can start by doing that. And please don't touch my stuff without asking me or letting me know, because I'm going to feel some kind of way if you're touching my shit once again and not telling me, as anybody would. But She told me it was my mum that did it, and we was just commenting back to each other. And I was like, okay, so please, can you tell mum to please just in future just let me know that my stuff, my items are being moved from one place to another, because when I'm not there and I've left something in a particular place and I come back and it's somewhere else, it's a problem because it puts me in a state of panic because I don't want people touching my shit. I don't touch nobody's shit. You know what I mean? I don't start problems with people, so you know what I mean? But there's never any actual drama in my life like that because I don't start problems. But I'm always going to be that. Don't start nothing, there won't be nothing. But if you want to start something, I'll finish it. That's how I am. But only if you want to. And again, it's going to come into context later when I explain this next bit. So she starts leaving me comments, and she's just being really sarcastic in these comments. She's like, well, that wasn't me. You need to take it up with mum. Winky face, thumbs up. Just being really sarcastic and, what's the word? Like flippant about the situation. Like she doesn't care. And then she started catching an attitude. So me being me, I said, okay, I asked a question. There's no need to keep running your mouth like that. Like that attitude you've got going on, that's at like a 10 right now. I'm gonna need you to bring it down to like a 2, maybe. Not even like a couple of levels. I'm gonna need you to bring that attitude all the way down from a 10 to a 2 and pronto. That's what I said. And then we just carried on arguing. She come upstairs and she was like, you're blaming me for the washer. You're blaming me for the washer. I said, I'm not blaming you for the washer at all. I said, I asked you a question. It's public. I have the screenshots still of what I said to you and what you replied back. So again, you can't lie because I have the screenshots. And it was just, she left it after that. And anyway, a couple of minutes passed by and I just go back to what I'm doing, and she's in my mum's room and I can overhear her because my mother's door was open and my bedroom door was shut. So I could hear what she was saying, and she's spinning a narrative that was total hands up, you guys. It was bullshit what she was saying. It was nowhere near the truth. I wasn't mad about the washing. I was never mad to begin with. I asked a question. Who touched my shit? Because I left it in the washer and I go to sleep, I wake up and my stuff's just left on the side, piss wet through, soaking, it's gonna stink. Of course I'm gonna be like, okay, who's touched my shit and why? And she just was spinning this narrative, and I was like, oh my God, you are spinning this narrative that is just not true. And I came outside, I said, I asked you a question. Like, I came out in my door and I said, I asked you a question. I wasn't coming at you like that. I asked you a question was, did you move my washing? Like, did you touch my shit? And if so, why? And why is it just left there, piss wet through, and it's going to start stinking? And of course, logically thinking, you're going to think if you're in my household, the person to go to about washing is my sister, because she's the only person that uses the washer, the dryer, and it was the cooker at one point, and then the door broke, which she's responsible for as well, and she hasn't replaced. She's also responsible for breaking the washing machine and the dryer. She hasn't replaced those. So now my mother's sat without a washer, a dryer, a microwave, or a cooker, because all of those kitchen appliances have broken, and the only person that's been around them constantly has been you, my sister. So you can't blame anybody else. So anyway, this video is getting longer and longer and longer. I promise you there is a point to this. So that day, I come out the room and I tell her, like, stop lying, tell the truth. I just nearly banged my teeth together. So I come out the room and I'm like, I didn't say half of the shit that you're telling people that I said. Like, hello? Like, it was not true at all. Like, tell people what actually happened, because I have the screenshots. And I told my mother, I said, she said to me, Michael, stop it. Stop being nasty to your sister. And I said, I'm not being nasty at all. I can show you the screen. I said, Mum, I can show you the screenshots. If you want me to get up my phone and show you the screenshots and you can read it for yourself, you are more than welcome to. I do not, in any way, shape, form, or manner, object to that. I would rather you do that, so then you can see that this bitch is lying. It's a pathological liar being exposed yet again. And we continue to just go back and forth, and it's left, and then it just, I can't remember quite how it started up again. And no, that's how it happened. Tensions were rising, and she started raising her voice. So she rose her voice at me, I rose my voice at her. And she come up the stairs, and she was rah 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 rah, like she does, and she was trying to provoke me. She's going, hit me, hit me, hit me. Go on, hit me so I can phone the police. Hit me so I can phone the police and I'll get you locked up. Like, she's irking me on. And my mum's like, Michael, sit down, calm down, don't worry about it. And then she said to my sister, she said, you need to stop. She said, because you're provoking him. You're pushing him to the point where something might happen. And she went back downstairs, and my mother sat on the chair over there, and I was sat where I am right now. And I sat down, like when my mother said, stop, this is enough, I don't want you arguing, end of. I sat down and I said, okay, fair enough, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna be quiet, I'm not gonna say nothing. Excuse me. And then my sister comes back up the stairs and she shows me the phone, and this part's funny to me. She shows me her phone, and basically on her phone she has 999 ready to phone, and she's basically irking me, provoking me into reacting. She's going, go on, phone the police, phone the police, go on, phone them, phone the police. And then she's going, hit me, come down the fucking stairs and hit me, come on, come down the stairs and hit me so I can get you locked up, I'll press charges, come on, come down the stairs, come down the effing stairs, hit me, come on, da 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 da. And she's showing me the phone the whole time. She's going, I've got 999 on speed dial, come on, come down the effing stairs, hit me, hit me, hit me. And I sat down like my mum said when she said, calm down, don't take her on no more. Just let what she's saying go in one ear and out the other. And I did. And I said, do you know what? I said, I have an idea. And this is where I was petty. I hold my hands up. I shouted downstairs. I said, since you're trying to my sister, I said, since you're trying to get a reaction out of me, and you are trying to get me to hit you, I'm not going to do that. I'm not about to feed into you trying to set me up and you basically trying to get me to put hands on you so you can get me charged and arrested. I'm not about to do that. So I said, I'm gonna, how about this? I said, I will phone the police and tell them something that is true about my sister. And I never had like intentions on doing it. And that's the God's honest truth. I never had intentions on doing it at all. However, she was sat there with 999 on speed dial, ready to phone, going, come down the fucking stairs and hit me. Come on, then I can get you arrested and get you charged and locked up. Come on, I'll ruin your life. I always win at these games. And da 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 da. And I'll ruin your life. You don't want to start with me. I'll get you banged up and put in jail. And hopefully you get raped and catch HIV in jail. That's what she said to me. And she's like, you're going to be a jail bitch, and da 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 da, and just really foul stuff. So I said, okay, I'm going to phone the police and tell them something that is true about you. And I'm not going to disclose that information here. But, like I said, I never wanted to make this video. That's why this video is so long, because I had no idea I had to make this video. But since a false story is being spread around, let me come on here and tell you what really happened, because I say that I am real because I am real. I do not hide nothing from nobody. There is no bitch out there in this world that can sit there and hold anything over my head, because it's all fucking out there. So I ain't got nothing to hide, baby. I'm an open book. You ain't got nothing on me. So whatever you think you have on me, tell them. Tell the world. And she did have some information on me. She had one piece of information on me that I didn't want my mother to know. But where I kind of like blew her out the boat, essentially, was I already told my mother about that. So, because there was one point in time she was blackmailing me by saying, you do X, Y, and Z for me, and I won't tell my mum this information that she has on me. And I said, okay. And then it got to a point where she was really taking the piss. And I was being disrespected constantly. And I was being put in a position where I felt like she was going to provoke me into attacking her because she knows what gets me going. Like I said, she's been around me most of her life, so of course she knows what's going to set me off. Same way I know what's going to set her off, and I never went there until she kept pushing and pushing. So the day it happened, after I came out of my room and the 999 thing happened, I phoned 999. But really, I was going to phone them and then put the phone down. But what stopped me from phoning them and putting the phone down was, don't get twisted, I was on the phone to the police, yes, absolutely, hold my hands up to it. But I wasn't going to say anything. And then she comes up the stairs. She comes up the stairs with a plug in her hand. Okay, do I have a plug that I can show you guys? What happened? I don't have the plug. I don't know how I'm going to explain. Bear with me. I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but she had an Ambipure plug in her hand, and she came up the stairs, and she opened my bedroom door. My bedroom door is literally right over there. She opened my bedroom door, and bear in mind, I'm on the phone with the police at the time, and no one's answered the phone yet. It's still ringing. I'm still waiting to go through to the police, basically, is what I'm saying. And she comes in the room, and the lady on the phone answers the phone. And I paused for a second because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why she was coming upstairs. And my sister comes in the room, in this very room right here, and she has a plug in her hand, and she's walking up to me. And I'm sat down like I am now, like this. I'm just sat down, and I'm like this on the phone. And she comes in, and she's going, get the fuck off the phone. Get the fuck off the phone. And she's walking towards me. And because of events I've been through in my past, which, like I said, I will talk about them one day when I am mentally prepared enough. But because they're so traumatic to me, I don't want to talk about them anytime recently. Or anytime soon, should I say. But I have a problem with people walking up on me. Basically, I have a rule. If we're arguing or there's any beef going on or you're aggressive or I'm feeling aggressive, don't, this arms rule. You see my arm and I'm going like this in a circle direction all the way around the full 360 degrees. You should not be in my space when you're aggressive or we're arguing or you're trying to get a reaction out of me, because of what I've been through, it's a trigger. I can't control it. So if you get too close and you start getting, too close, I feel like I need to react, and I will. I hold my hands up to it. I will. But I manage to hold it. Hold it. And bear in mind, she can't lie. She can't twist it, because not only do I have multiple witnesses, I just want to put this out here. If she wants to come and lie to anybody else, I have a video of her confessing to what actually happened. So when she's out there telling you guys X, Y, and Z happened, and she's throwing out false narratives, just remember that if I really have to, like I didn't want to make this video, I will make a video again and I will publish the confession that you made. Okay? I will publish the confession that you made, that come out of your mouth, and that you did on your own free will. Okay? Because nobody forced you to. You confessed on your own, and I told you I was recording you. And I did record you. And I have that recording saved. And if you want to keep going around and keep ruining my reputation and tarnishing my name, I will publish the video of you confessing and confessing to what actually happened. But, so let me get on to the story. She continues to walk over to me, and I'm still sat down. And I shit you not, God's honest truth, she was this close in my face, where her nose, to the point where her nose was touching my nose. Literally. That one curl's doing my head in. her nose was touching my nose like that. And I seen her hand. Like, I don't have anything I can use as an example. Okay. Like, imagine if you've ever seen an Ambipure plug. This is going to be so hard to explain, and I do apologize. If you have an Ambipure plug, you have a side that is plastic, right? So imagine this is the plastic side. And on the other side, you have the side that you plug into the wall with the three metal legs. I call them legs that you plug into the wall. Originally, because when she stopped in my face, like I said, she walked all the way up to me like this. So she's invading my personal space. Her nose was touching my nose. Her stinky ass breath was in my face. And I had a long ET finger up in my face like this. So she's already breaking several of my rules. That, you know, she knows this. I've told her this information before. So in my head, I'm thinking she's trying absolutely everything she can to get a reaction from me. And I'm on the phone with the police lady. Okay, at the same time, and the police lady's saying, "What's going on?" I said, "Me and my sister are arguing," and I said, "I don't know. She's just walked up on me. She's literally just brung herself upstairs, walked through the bedroom door over there, and brung herself all the way up into my face to the point where her nose was touching mine." And then I'm talking to the lady on the phone, and then I see my sister grab she had the plug in her hand, and this was the plastic side. She turned, and her hand was literally like right next to my face, because not only was she in my face like that with our noses touching, but her hand was near my face. And I seen her switch it from the plastic side to the side that had the metal legs on, the three metal legs. And she went like this. She stood over me. She took her face out of mine, but she was still very much all up in my personal space. And she took the plug and she turned it from its plastic side to its metal side. And she stood over me and she went like this and started to, and I'm still sitting down at the time. She rose it over her head like this. And she said, and I quote, "Get off the fucking phone or I'm going to bash the phone out of your hand." Okay, listen to this next part. Like I said before, I was like this with the phone against my head like this. And I'm still sat down and she stood over me like this, close to me like this. And she now has the plug over her head. And I said to the lady on the phone, just so you know, the police lady, because all police calls are recorded. I said to the police lady, just so you know, she stood over me with a plug in her hand, and any second now, she's going to bash me in the head with it because it's where I've got my phone. And she said she's going to try and smack the phone out of my hand with the plug. So she's already admitted to, she's planning on striking me, and she's actively any second now going to strike me with this fucking, the metal side of a fucking plug. And I'm sitting there telling this lady, I have a right to defend myself here, right? And I'm just letting you know, if that plug, I'm not giving her an opportunity to bash me in the head. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna manhandle her, because I'm not about to sit here and let you hit me in the head with the metal side of a plug. That can do some serious damage. My sister is a big girl. I'm not size shaming, nothing like that. I'm not fat shaming or anything like that. I'm just saying she's a big girl. She's like 5'5". She's and wide. She's tall and wide. So if I'd have let her hit me in the head with that metal plug, she'd have done some serious damage, because she's a big girl. She's got a lot of weight to her, and she's a lot. I'm not fat shaming. I'm just saying how it is. She's a lot bigger than me. She's almost twice the size I am. So imagine how I feel. And not only that, I am now cornered because of how I'm sat. It's like a corner. And like I said, she brung herself all the way up in my face, and we was like this. She was stood here, and I was still sat down. And then I seen her make a movement, like a gesture, as though she was going to go for me. And that's when I stood up, and I dropped my phone, and I punched her in the face, and she fell down. And somewhere along the line, I caught a black eye. You can't see it that well because I'm filming in black and white, but I have a black eye. I don't know if you can see from where she did actually put hands on me first. And yeah, you can see it there. She did actually put hands on me first. So I have a right to defend myself. So I punched her and she fell down. And I grabbed her with this hand by the hair and I started to shake her around. And I grabbed her again with this hand with the hair and I started to shake her around as a like, what are you doing type thing. Because I didn't want to put hands on her, but I'm not going to let you bash me in the head with a fucking weapon. Because that's what it is. And that's how it would have been seen in the fucking, if it would have gone to court and things like that. They would have said, you came at him with a pretty much a weapon in your hand. What the fuck did you expect? And I just, somewhere along the line, I started punching because she, again, it was